Hi there to everyone. My name's John Yanni Capsalis, and I've been calling all these corporates, which are all being capitalized like us into the system, and they're all acting as agents. Like the police, they're all actors, acting as police officers. Here is another recording regarding SPUR. Now I'm sure everyone has infringement notices and they can't afford them, or they don't want to, simply just don't want to pay for them. So if you don't want to pay for them, I'll note how to avoid them, or call them up and ask them for a true bill. Ask them if you have a contract with them. Are they a legitimate government as well, because they're corporations. So here is SPUR.
To speak to a team member, press 1. To hear our privacy message, press 2. To hear these options again, press of your SPUR notice. If you're calling on behalf of someone else, we may only be able to...
4462 44 896.
Okay, just your full name, date of birth and address, please.
No, I'm just calling up to give you some questions. I'm not here to give you anything.
Right, okay.
So, could I give you some questions and you can probably answer for me, or?
Well, I can't really answer anything in regards to anything until I can confirm who I'm speaking with, just due to privacy.
Why's that? I just gave you the party ID.
Correct.
Yep.
But anyone could give me that party ID, and for privacy, I need to confirm who I'm speaking with to divulge anything.
And she's stumbling as well,
so
to
if I just give you my name?
come up with anything.
No, I need name, date of birth and address.
Why do you need all three?
Or just your name and date of birth, or name and address then?
So I'm calling SPUR. Pretty much, I just have inquiries that I just want some questions to be answered. So what department do I have to call to get that?
Well, depending on what your questions are, I can try and answer them, but I can't divulge any information because I can't confirm who I'm speaking with. So if you want to ask your questions, then I'll see if I can answer them.
Even if I give you the information, I need to speak to people that actually know about SPUR and what they're all about.
Okay, so you called into SPUR. So what are your questions, and I'll see who I can direct it to.
Okay, so you guys are part of Queensland State Government. So pretty much the Queensland State Government have an ABN number, and they're also registered. And they're also
what's your question? Yeah.
SPUR is also registered for GST, and also is a company, has an ABN number. So if the government, even Queensland Treasury Corporation, is also not a government, is actually a corporation. Therefore, they're all corporations, they all have an ABN number. Then I was just wondering, why does the government have ABN number? And then you guys also.
So you want to know why we have an ABN number? Is this your question?
Yeah, if you guys
What's
are the government.
it relating to?
So she wouldn't even answer
Basically,
my question.
I was just wondering, so back in so pretty much all government entities these days, which are corporations, were active from the 1st of November 1999. Before that, they were a government for the people, and they weren't a business, if you know what I'm talking about. Now it's a business. So what I'm saying is, why do people have to pay anything if you guys are treating the government as a business.
Are you saying why do you have to pay back fines?
See how she twisted the words around.
Is the government a corporation and the people have to pay these corporations when we have no contract to the corporation, which is the government? The government should be the people, or the government should be working for the people, but that they're a corporation, you see? So if a corporation is a company and it is registered for GST and has an ABN number, it's a revenue state business. So why should anyone comply if they don't have a contract with the state government?
So if you're talking about SPUR, you've incurred fines from someone, like a total fine or something, and you failed to pay that, and then they get, if you fail to pay, then it's paid to issuing authorities, and it comes to SPUR to pay.
Correct, but what I'm saying is SPUR is the state government.
I'm not really sure what your question is and why it's relevant.
She never answers my question.
Well, you haven't even answered me why you guys are registered for GST and have an ABN number if you guys work for the state Queensland government.
Well, as I told you, we collect fines that are unpaid from the issuing authority.
Yeah, but
so I'm not even sure why your question is relevant. Correct.
Yeah,
we come under the Office of State Revenue.
Correct. So what I'm saying is, why would the government have an ABN number?
1 moment.
See, she cuts me off, puts me on hold, speaks to a manager, gets back to me, and you'll see what happens next. We all have to start to ask questions about what's going on in the system. The society is not a society that you guys all think. It's corrupt. And your money is not going within Australia. It's all foreign accounts, Vatican. It's going offshore to your offshore account.
Okay, are you there?
Yep.
Yep, so are you going to confirm any identification to continue?
Is that what your manager said to ask me?
Well, as I said, I can't discuss anything unless you confirm your ID. If you've got a question, you can send that in
your
writing.
Paperwork, which I have in front of you, why does it state right at the bottom, just right at the bottom of the page, the state of Queensland, Queensland Treasury? Now, I know the Queensland Treasury, but why doesn't it have Queensland Treasury Corporation? Because it's a corporation.
Okay, so if you've got any further questions, you can send them in writing, but I'm not going to continue this discussion at any stage.
You guys are criminals, yeah?
Okay, well, as I said, I'm not discussing anything further with you, so if you've got any queries, you can send it in writing, and I'm just going to end this call right here.
No problem.
Thank you.
Bye.
So, there you have it. I didn't give her any information that she wanted to get me to confirm that I was that account holder. Because once you identify that you're that account holder, you've automatically, verbally record your agreement with SPUR. So don't consent. That's my advice. So I have another video. This one's with the ATO. As most people probably do or do not know, the ATO is also registered for GST and also have an ABN number. And I called them up and I confronted them. Why do they have one? What's the purpose? Why do they need one? And I asked questions. And once again, they simply ignore me. So, yeah, listen, and it's pretty interesting.
Welcome to the Australian Taxation Office Personal Info Line. For online virtual assistant Alex can assist you with general tax inquiries. Find her at ato.gov.au. Please hold for the next available service representative. If you're an individual or a sole trader... Hello, this is Julie. How may I help?
Hi Julie, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. I just had a few questions. Just wanted to ask you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, just wondering. I've been doing quite a bit of research on the ATO, and just had a few questions on why you guys have ABN.
Why we have an ABN?
Correct.
Why we do or we don't?
Why you guys do?
Why we have an ABN?
Yeah, and also you guys are apparently registered for GST.
The Australian Taxation Office is registered for GST?
The ATO.
Okay.
Let me repeat that again.
Okay. Well, do you mind why we
Listen
have
very
an
carefully.
ABN?
Correct.
She doesn't know a thing.
Why we do or we don't?
Why you guys do?
Why we have an ABN?
Yeah, and also you guys are apparently registered for GST.
The Australian Taxation Office is registered for GST?
The ATO.
Okay. Righto. Well, do you mind if what's your name, please, sir?
No, I don't have to give my name. It's just a question that I'm asking you guys, so I don't have to give my name.
Remember, it's all questions.
Okay, that's fine. If you don't mind, I'm just going to place you on hold for 3 to 5 minutes, and I'll see if I can find an answer to your question.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
So they put me on hold for 3 to 5 minutes. That's what they do. Now, I'm not sure if she goes sees a supervisor or a manager, but when she comes back, the conversation doesn't really change.
E for cat?
QC, yep.
31709. That has some looking into that. And
Yep.
if you're doing...
Sorry about that. Just trying to get to the right moment. Coming very soon.
Thank you for holding.
No problem.
Okay, I've just actually done some looking into that, and if you're doing some further research, I can actually direct you to a document number if you have a pen and paper handy.
Yep, go for it.
Okay, it's on the ato.gov.au website,
Yep.
and it's a QC number, Q for Queen, C for Cat,
QC, yep.
31709. That has some general information for you, but if you like, I can transfer you through to the business department.
Okay. So they didn't specify anything to you to pass on to me, or anything?
Unfortunately, I can't pass that information on, sir. I've given you the page that I recommend that you go and have a look at, and it should be able to provide you with the information that you're after.
Okay. Otherwise, do you have anyone?
So that information that she gave me led me to nowhere. You can check it up for yourself as well. It basically tells you what you need, why you need an ABN, and why you should be registered for GST. It doesn't say anything about the ATO, why do they have one, and why they need one. So they didn't answer my question. Once again, they actually gave me fraudulent information or misleading, which later on I can hold them accountable for. But anyway, she's gonna pull me through to someone else, which apparently she's the expert. Listen very carefully, because she doesn't want to listen to what I have to say.
And that can actually talk to me about it, or?
I unfortunately can't answer that question either, sir. I can transfer you through to the business department if you like, and you can try there. If you
go and have a look at this page and see how, is there a specific reason why you need this information?
I'm just wondering, like, basically what I asked you before, why would the ATO need an ABN number and also register for GST? And it seems to me that even the government is also registered for GST and has an ABN number. Now, if the government has an ABN number and also registered for GST, they're not a legitimate government. So my question is, why is these all corporations with ABNs? It just doesn't seem to sink into me. It doesn't make sense. In the sense of
well,
it's not a
I can tell
legitimate
you,
company.
sir, that we are a business and we do purchase consumables that do have a GST component on them that we are entitled to claim back. So that's just my basic knowledge of the situation. But like I said, you can go and have a look at that page.
That page.
We are entitled to claim back GST on things that we purchase.
Yep. So
pretty much
do they tell you that?
In Australia.
Correct. But what I'm saying is the government is even a corporation these days, and everyone's trading like they're a company. So what I'm saying is the ATO, back in 1999, like that's when the company started. That's when they started trading. Before that, ATO didn't have an ABN number. Before that.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, sir, I'm not trained to answer your questions any further. Like I said, I can transfer you through the business, and they can possibly answer your questions. Yeah. But other than that, that's all I can help you with today.
You know, probably transfer me to the business people. Maybe they know a bit more.
Okay.
Thank you.
Transferring you now.
Puts me on hold again. This is for a long time as well. So I'm sure you guys don't want to wait. So I'm sure I don't want to wait. So we'll skip to that part. So listen carefully when I tell her my question. And then listen to what she replies back.
Put me on hold for a long time.
Okay, she's coming up very soon.
Hi, you speaking with Jazz? How can I help you?
Hi Jazz, how you doing?
I'm very well. How are you today?
Good, thank you. I spoke to Julie before and she transferred me to you. Now, she wasn't apparently qualified to answer my question.
What's the question?
Yeah, pretty much it was just two questions. You know, why you guys are registered for GST and why do you guys have an ABN?
Okay, so ABN people go for if like they're working on a contract or as a contractor or a subcontractor, where they have to invoice their employer and the employer pays them the full amount. He doesn't actually withhold any money. So the taxpayer who receives the money, they need to keep a record of how much they're earning, and then they report their earnings to us during tax time. And GST is that if you are...
So she didn't answer my question, did she? She just went ahead and said the meanings of what is a GST and why do you need an ABN. Let's hear a bit more.
Registered for goods and services tax. At that point, you have to be registered for GST. This is so that you can charge GST from your clients, and you can also claim a GST back for whatever you've paid.
Okay, gotcha. What was your name again?
Jazz.
Jazz. Alright, beautiful. Well, yeah, I mean, you pretty much sort of helped out, described what it was. Yeah.
What a joke. She didn't describe shit about the ATO. Hello? I was giving you a question about the ATO. I wasn't asking you for you to explain what the meaning of the GST and how the ABN works. So here you see that the governments are fraudulent. They're not working for you and to benefit you or the country. It's not a country anymore, it's a corporation. It's time for people to wake up and realize the state that we're living in, the environment that we're living in, they're all corporation acting as government. Call these corporate people up. Don't be afraid of them. The living flesh cannot be harmed. Only the dead. Your all capital name, which means you've been capitalized into the system, which is a fictional character, fictitious, has no meaning, is dead. So please, call them. Find out if you have a contract, because they have no idea what contracts are. When a corporation is established and they fine you, or they send you out documents with your all capital name, you've been contracted. While they state you have no contract. So therefore, why should you pay for anything? It's episode 2 from John Yanni Capsalis. And I'll keep you updated for more important audio, real-time information. Peace out.